Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. A very interesting video. So, just in the past week or so, I found out some information that off the bat kind of troubled me, but I see two sides to the story. I want to hear your opinion in the comments down below, especially if you live in one of these states that we're about to talk about. And I personally do myself. And I kind of quite don't know what I think about it. Pardon me now while I adjust this camera here. There have been states here recently, meaning in the past year. I still don't like this camera angle. Hold on. States in this past year that have paid influencers or YouTubers to come hunt, the deer hunt and turkey hunt on the public land in that state. For sake of example, a state, let's just throw out a state, North Carolina. The North Carolina Fish and Game would be getting into contact with somebody, and they would call me and say, hey, WHOTEEWHO, we're going to pay you X amount of money if you come to our state of North Carolina, film some videos. We want you to promote hunting, and with the goal of getting more people to hunt our lands in North Carolina, bring people from out of state, tell everybody how awesome the turkey hunting is, tell everybody how awesome the deer hunting is. We're going to pay for everything. We're going to put a bunch of money in your bank. We want you to promote hunting in North Carolina. That's a fake scenario, but that is what has been happening, and they're hiding it in a very big way. I encourage you to research this yourself. It was very hard for me to find this information on the internet. These days, technology, search it in the interwebs, boom. The information you want to know is immediately pulled up. This information has been scrubbed. People aren't talking about it, and it's extremely hard to find. But through my research, here is what I found. Don't want to believe it? That's fine. Don't want to take it to the bank? That's fine. This is just my research, and we're going to talk about some of my opinions. But from what I found researching today, specifically these 4 states, possibly 5, I was able to find information on. The state of Kentucky. How many of y'all live in Kentucky? The state of Tennessee. I live in Tennessee. States also of Georgia and of Florida. And I also found information possibly from South Carolina. The state of South Carolina definitely was paying influencer type people to do tourism and stuff. Lots of states do that for tourism. But I found information that South Carolina alluded to. They might have also done that for Fish and Game. But I don't know about that one. But for sure I found information on Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida paying influencers to come promote hunting in their areas. So let's break it down a little bit. Why would states want to do that? Well, because they need money. Why would they need money? Well, the state's got to pay for, conservation efforts, right? Whether they're stocking trout or they're, whatever. Planting fields or taking care of the public land, paying the game warden's salaries, all that stuff can come from license fees, so on and so forth. Driving more people to come hunt drives more tourism, drives more people coming to town, more people eating at the restaurants on their way to hunt, all that jazz, all around, bringing people to come hunt. I don't know how much these people are getting paid. Like I said, it's a lot of hush-hush. But just for sake of example, state could pay some YouTuber, we'll pay all your stuff, free licenses. On top of that, we'll pay you $5,000, which they probably got paid a lot more than that, I would assume. But hey, we'll pay you $5,000. We'll also, pre-scout for you, and we'll tell you these very specific places where the game warden knows there's a bunch of deer. Come film them. Free hunting. It's good for you. You get the views. It makes you look like you're an expert at hunting public land. And also, it's good for the state because people are going to think that it's easy to deer hunt here. You guys are showing up from out of state knowing nothing, and you're just smoking a bunch of deer. Drives tourism, drives people to come hunt, so on and so forth. I see it and understand it from the marketing and business perspective of these states. Makes sense. If I was in the position of doing the marketing and the tourism for a fish and game for a state, that would probably, in my mind, be one of the obvious things to go to. I mean, especially from a cost perspective, I can pick 3 or 4 dudes to come hunt. They'll do it for a little bit of money. There's probably several people that would do it for free licenses. As far as a return on investment for marketing, that's probably a fantastic idea. You know what I'm saying? I come from the business world. How do you get your highest return on investment and analytics and all this stuff? I used to do a bunch of nerdy stuff for my old job. Makes perfect sense. As opposed to printing a bunch of stuff, sending out emails that people won't read, posting things, doing expensive programs, so on and so forth, paying employees to go do stuff. That's an easy, quick return. Hey, let's go pay these 4 dudes a little bit of money to come out here and do things that they already love. It'll be great. I get it from the state perspective. Now, from the hunter's perspective, like I said, me personally, I live in Tennessee, and apparently Tennessee is one of the states that's been doing this. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. From the perspective of, I've got spots that I've hunted public land, and I've taken most of the deer in my life on public land. I've rarely ever had access to hunt private land until here very recently. I've had a couple people invite me to hunt private land, but even at that, I don't do very much private land hunting. Not a wealthy dude. I don't have access to a bunch of farmland from grandpa, so on and so forth. I don't know very many people that have land that I could come hunt. So from the people that I know, large majority of people are hunting public land because they're just a bunch of old broke people like me. But if I were at one of my favorite hunting spots and I pull up and I see a pickup truck with YouTube stickers and I'm rolling through my favorite spot that I took years to scout and probably, helped the landscape if I could, wherever, you know what I'm saying? Didn't pressure the deer, made specific time to take off vacation when the weather was perfect. And then some homie rolls up that's a YouTuber with a camera crew and just smokes a buck that I've been having eyes on for a year or 2 or 3, in a secret private land place that hardly anybody had hunted, and I'd spent a lot of time scouting. That rubs me the wrong way from the hunter's perspective. But I totally get it. And by the way, if you work for one of those conservation offices and you're looking for somebody to come hunt, hey, give me a call and I'll come film some hunting videos for your state. And we'll have a good time doing it. But in all seriousness, in the comments down below, let me know what you think about it. Is that unethical? It's not illegal. I can't think of any states where I've read any regulations where that would be illegal. Obviously, anyone who does anything outdoors, we have a high regard for the wildlife, and not stepping over any lines and making sure we do everything by the books, which gets super complicated. Last year I hunted a bunch of different states. Oh my goodness. The regulations per state are very specific on what you can use and when you can use it, so on and so forth. Like, for example, Colorado, they go down to the animal species. Pronghorn, elk, deer, on what caliber and the energy of the calibers, and it gets wild. But I won't ramble on any longer. Just bringing it up because I've been talking about it with some of my friends. Should states do that? I understand it, like I said, from a business perspective, driving tourism and driving money coming into the state. But from a hunter's perspective, like I said, if you don't have much time to take off work, some states the hunting season is very short. Some states the animals are very low and hard to find. What do you feel about the whole situation? Do you think that's unethical? Should states do it? Do you know more information on this that's going on that I don't know yet? Like I said, what I've read was Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida specifically is the information that I was able to find. Was that information even 100% true? I don't know. So like I said, don't take it to the bank. That's just the information that I found personally digging. But biggest whitetail I've ever taken was on public land. I'll pop up a picture right here of that. I don't know. Public land hunting is hard for most people. I'm going to go do some scouting of a place that's about an hour and a half away from my house. That's time away from family, time away from work I could be doing. There's a lot of work that goes into public land hunting. If anybody understands it, I understand it. I've spent a lot of time in the woods and not seen a single deer. I used to keep a lot of logs of every day. I was talking to a guy this morning. I'm going to stop rambling here in a second, but I was talking to a guy this morning when I did used to keep logs of all my public land hunting. Before I got married, I literally hunted every day. I only saw a deer 30% of the time. It's what my records showed. Only saw a deer. That's not got a deer. And that's including does. Bucks, very rare. But like I said, a lot of people don't have the time to take off work. They only have a couple days or whatever, a week maybe, to take off. And that gets botched by somebody from YouTube. I don't know. Could ruffle some feathers. But like I said, comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think. Give me your story. Tell me what you think about it. Have you heard the stories? What do you know? What do you think about it? What would you do if you're walking through the woods to your favorite spot and here's YouTuber boy out here about to smoke some of your deers from your state? But hey, appreciate y'all watching. Interesting topic. Let me know what you think. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're signed up to the newsletter on WHOTEEWHO.com. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. WHOTEEWHO!